Right, we're live. So, the preview, Man United Chelsea. Ozzy, you know what, mate? I'm going to start with you because I've not spoken to you in ages and you've not been on the channel. So, tell us about you. We got a Chelsea fan on today. So, just, yeah, tell us a bit about, yeah, how you even got to become a Chelsea fan and how you're feeling about tomorrow and about your new manager.
Coolio. First of all, lads, thank you for having me on. I feel proper privileged and kind of honoured to be asked to join. So, yeah, thank you very much. Chelsea's it's in my blood, lads. Honestly, when I get cut or something, I bleed blue. I do. I'm full on. But yeah, in terms of the game tomorrow, a little bit kind of nervous about it, to be honest. You've got a really good away record in the Premier League. Haven't lost there since January. Haven't lost in any away game since January 2020, which I think is really impressive. We're kind of struggling a bit in terms of scoring goals. 10 goals in 8 games since Tuchel came in. So I mean we've tightened up defensively, but I think I'm going for like a draw tomorrow. To be honest, I think it's a must-win game for you guys, and it's a must-win game for us. But can't really see a winner, if I'm being honest.
Nice. And what are you making of your manager so far since coming in?
You know what? He started well. I love Frank Lampard, but I was actually part of the people that actually wanted him out, only because I personally think the job was too soon for him anyway. We were on a proper downward spiral as well. Tactics were not great. Results were bad, but I think performances were even worse.
Yeah.
We were slipping down the table, ninth, 10th, and I think since Tuchel's come in, I think it's decent. I'm hearing a lot of people hyping about him. I'm not really on that kind of boat as of yet. Still kind of early days for him to get his methods. I think at the moment we're kind of playing possession football, but we're not really creating much chances. As I mentioned, kind of 10 goals in 8 games with the kind of attacking talent that we have isn't great. But he has sorted us out defensively. But I'm happy with kind of with literally just outside the top four. I think about 4 or 5 weeks ago we were ninth, 10th in the table. So you've got to give credit to the guy. But he's in terms of what he's got in his CV, yeah, PSG, bit of a farmers league and Premier Leagues, it's a different ball game, isn't it?
So, what's your expectations for the rest of the season? Like, you're looking at top four?
Yeah, I think top four is a must. To be fair, top four and maybe an FA Cup, I think would be a good season for him. But I think what the rumours that I heard when he was kind of appointed was top four. It's not just about top four. Roman still wanted a title challenge. You kind of know the ruthlessness that we've got in our owner. But I think any Chelsea fan would be happy with a top four finish and winning a trophy. To be honest.
That's fair. So, as a Chelsea fan looking at Man United, obviously a couple of weeks ago they were top, and Man City's look like they've run away with it. How do you looking at Man United right now compared to other seasons? What do you
I
see?
think I think you've got a good side. I think since you signed Bruno Fernandes, I think you've been unreal. As Eddie will know, I'm not really a fan of your manager. I think
Okay.
is average at best, and I think it's probably similar to where we were with Frank Lampard. To be honest, kind of to win trophies, to win the big trophies, Premier League title. I think you need a top manager. And Ollie, don't get me wrong, he's done well, replacing Mourinho and stuff. But I think you've been knocked out of 6 semi-finals or something like that. Which for me, if I was a Man United fan, I'd be a bit worried.
Okay.
But I think you've
So,
done well. He's done well, to be honest.
We
But
will.
going forward, if you want to win trophies again, I don't think he's the right man.
fair enough. So, AJ, let's go on to you, mate. What's your predictions for tomorrow? How are you feeling about the Chelsea game, and what does Man United Chelsea mean to you?
Honestly, probably one of the best games of football I ever watched was Man United Chelsea, and I think it was 3-3. I think it was 3-3, but it could have been 4-3. And one of like I can't really like. I think it was 3-3, and Juan Mata had a free kick, and it was the best save I've ever seen. De Gea saved it. It was like I think it's top right, yeah, top right hand
Yeah.
corner, and De Gea like jumped. Oh, it was crazy. And I remember it was snowing. It wasn't snow. It wasn't like a snow game where there was loads of snow on the field, but it was snowing like where I was living and that. And I just my first girlfriend, she was a Chelsea fan through and through. So just despise
Dumper,
Chelsea for that. You know what I'm saying?
Gonna say, I hope you're still with us.
Can't wait. And my prediction for tomorrow, right? No, definitely not. My prediction for tomorrow is I reckon it's going to be a 4-3. I reckon it'll be one of the best games of the season. Honestly, I reckon someone is going to stand out big time. I don't know why. I think it's going to be one of the best games of the season. I don't know why. I just feel it deep down in my heart. Something's going to go. So it'll be crazy, like a red card or like a stunner goal of the season sort of goal, or I don't know. I don't know. I can't call it. I think it's going to be a goal fest. There's going to be goals all over the shop. Both defenses will look terrible, and hopefully our away record stands and we win. And that's what I'm hoping for.
Eddie's feeling a bit more optimistic, pessimistic rather. He said 0-0. So Eddie, go on. Let's. What's your feelings on tomorrow and predictions?
Well, as you know, against the so-called bigger teams, our specialism is nil-nils. We had a nil-nil against Liverpool. We had a nil-nil against Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City. So, in terms of, I think AJ mentioned there about defense is looking bad. Our defense looks bad regardless. We just look shit all the time. Not confident at all in our defense
all the time.
Yeah, but that's why we play two holding midfielders, because our defense cannot be trusted. It is a reason why we have to play Fred and McTominay in all the big games, because I don't trust them enough. Simple as that. And I think it will be a 0-0 tomorrow. I think it'll be very low scoring. I think Chelsea are probably favourites going into that match only because of their form. I know Usman mentioned about they've only scored 10 goals in 8 games, but how many clean sheets have they picked up as well in that time? And I think Thomas has come in and he's really stabilised that defence. But with these kind of games, like I said, a red card could completely change the match. So yeah, we'll see what happens. But give me a 0-0. I'll take that right now.
All right, Usman, I'm going to come to
yeah,
you.
Trust me.
What is your prediction for tomorrow? I know you said a draw, but have you got a scoreline in mind for tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going for a 1-1. I think you'll definitely score. I think Cavani is fit. Like I said to you, Bruno Fernandes. You've got Rashford. I think Greenwood will play as well. I think you'll definitely score. I think we haven't got Thiago Silva. Haven't had him for the past few weeks. That's a massive blow for us.
Yeah.
And I can't see us score more than one goal as well. It'll definitely be cagey because the big games this year have been quite boring. To be fair, I know you've had a few 0-0s and stuff, but I'm going for a 1-1. I'll be surprised if anyone wins it.
All right, Sam. So I got a little task for the three of you to do, right? And it's pretty simple. So we're going to go with a formation of 4-3-3, yeah. And I want you to pick. I'm going to start with you, Usman, because you're the guest that side. I want you to pick a combined Manchester United and Chelsea 11 with 4-3-3, and then we're going to see who are the up players out, who we agree on. So let's start with the goalkeeper. So we're going to go for 4-3-3 for you, the combined team. Who would be your goalkeeper?
Okay, so goalkeeper out of all the keepers out of both clubs, I'm going with Dean Henderson.
Okay. Henderson, you got.
Do you want me to name the full team, or
yeah,
we're going
go.
Mad.
Actually, Usman. Actually, we'll go player by player. So, Eddie, do you agree with Henderson? No, who would you go with?
I'll still go for De Gea.
Okay, AJ, what about you?
Yeah, mad that you said Dean Henderson. That's crazy, isn't it? Because he's sitting on our bench right now, gathering dust, training.
Who would you go? Who would you go with Henderson as well?
De Gea, definitely De Gea, definitely De Gea.
Okay, so
I think he's the best keeper of both clubs, defo.
Sweet. So I'll stay impartial. So De Gea gets a vote. Right back, are you going with, Usman?
I'm going for Azpilicueta.
Azpilicueta, right back. Okay, Eddie?
I agree. I think Azpilicueta.
So, and then AJ, you're going to be outvoted on this, mate. So there's no point even going to AWV.
I'm sorry. But no, can I still get my vote down taken on record? Yeah, it's
Go on.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka, 100%. Therefore. Or even Brandon Williams over Aspilicueta. I swear down.
Behave. Now you've been a bit
Sorry.
too biased.
I think someone's
He said behave.
back
He said behave.
Okay, right. So centre back
Nah, man.
partners. Centre back partners. So who are we going centre back?
Cool. My two, I'm going with Eric Bailly and Thiago Silva.
Okay, Eddie.
Love that. Love
Thiago
that shout.
Silva and Harry Maguire.
Thiago Silva, Harry Maguire. And what,
No, sorry, Eric Boy. Sorry, Eric Boy.
so who's your two then?
Sorry, Eric Boy and Thiago Silva.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah, and AJ, you the same?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, definitely the same. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Left back.
Left back, I think the way the season's gone has to be Luke Shaw for me. He's been quality all season.
All agree on Luke Shaw?
Yep.
Yeah, sweet. All right, so you got
Definitely.
your three midfielders. Your three midfielders. So, Osmo, who would be your holder if that's what you want to call him?
My holding midfielder is Kante.
Kante, Eddie,
Kante.
AJ.
Scott McTominay. I can't believe you man are saying Kante right now. I cannot believe it. I can't believe my ears right now. Kante looks slow.
AJ, you're talking with your Man United heart. Sometimes you've got to be neutral and be honest. I'm surprised you didn't say Gary
Look at
Neville
what
as
Scott
right back.
McTominay has done to games. Look at.
Oh no,
No.
McTominay will be my team just as the whole midfielder.
So, all right. So we'll give Kante. Who
honest, I think. Yeah.
who would be your other two central midfielders, Osman?
My other two, I'm going with Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah.
And the season he's had, I'm going to put Mason Mount in there as well.
So Bruno Mason. What about you, Eddie?
Yep.
Bruno definitely, and McTominay.
Okay, so Bruno and McTominay. And then what about you, AJ? So you could potentially get your McTominay in if you want.
Oh, because we said Thiago Silva for centre half.
Yeah.
Oh, we said Thiago Silva for we said him for centre half, but he's still injured.
Yeah. Yeah, no, mate. It's just a combined 11, so it's all.
Can I say
Don't matter.
Pogba?
Yeah,
Yeah. So I'll say Pogba and Fernandes, isn't it? Pogba and Fernandes then.
Osman,
And then,
Chelsea
but
fan,
if I was going to do that, I'd say Pogba as the holder, and I'd say Mason Mount and Fernandes as the two attacking, midfielders.
Throwing a bit of a spanner in the works there,
You know what I'm
lads.
saying?
Osman, what's your view on Pogba? as an
Yeah, that's what I'm
outsider?
saying. Like, if we're talking, I didn't know we were saying about.
As an outsider, I
Yeah.
think he's got
He can
all the
definitely-
potential in the world to be a world-class player. I think Frank Lampard said in the BT studios a few years ago, the thing with Pogba, we'll be talking about what he could have been rather than what he has been. So all that potential for me, like he'll have 1-2 fantastic games like he's had this year. Sometimes watching him, he's so frustrating. I think, again, to be fair to him, he's played out of position a few times as well. I think the way you guys play, your team's kind of around Bruno Fernandes and Marcus Rashford. So it's a bit difficult for him, but I think he hasn't lived up to the potential and talent that he's got, to be honest.
Okay, that's fair enough. All right, so we're going to go to left.
I agree.
our
I agree
left-
with you, Defo.
Our left winger or left forward. So who would be your left side for you, Osman?
I think we've got to go with Rashford.
Okay, Eddie,
I would say Timo Werner.
over Rashford.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I
AJ.
think the reason for that is because Timo Werner is probably more proven. Or I know it's his first season in England, but he's just more proven for me.
That's your opinion. What about you, AJ?
Timo Werner is trash. He can get in the bin. Timo
That's a
Werner is
bit
trash
harsh.
and he can get in the bin.
That's a bit harsh.
Rashford, 100%. Rashford, 100 million %.
Sounds.
He is
And then,
trash. You do not see that sitter that I've seen 150 times on my phone.
Harsh. Harsh.
all right, central striker.
Central
Usman,
striker. I'm not taking any other answer for this, but Olivier Giroud. I don't want to hear what anybody else is going to say.
Usman, do you think Giroud's underrated?
Cavani
Mate,
over
I think he's one of the most underrated players of our generation. Just because he hasn't got pace, he's not blessed with pace. People
but-
don't really rate him. But if you watch him play,
Okay.
not only does he score
Can I-
goals, but he also brings other people into play. Personally, when Tammy Abraham starts for us, I feel like we're a man down. He can't control the ball. He can't hold the ball up. He's good scoring an FA Cup goal against the Championship side. But overall, I think Olivier Giroud up top has to play every game for me.
Go on, AJ. You was going to say something.
Can I ask a quick? Yeah, can I ask a question to you? Are you going to take
far away.
inform Cavani or inform Olivier Giroud?
It's a difficult one. I think Cavani's done well as well, but I'm
Because they
still
both
taking.
still got it in the bag. They're at that age, isn't it, where they can
Yeah.
they both.
Because
Like, they
I
both
think
got it in the
Giroud
bag where they're both
brings
the same age where they can turn it on for a game and
Yeah.
they can be prime for a game.
Yeah, because I think Giroud brings more to a game. Giroud just edges it. Just edges it for me.
Eddie, you disagree? I don't
No,
know, Eddie.
I respect
know-
that because I look like Olivier Giroud.
Eddie, I know Cavani's your love child, so go on, fight the corner for Cavani, mate.
Listen, I've told my kids when they grow up, I want them to be matadors as a mark of respect to the great man. He is a fantastic striker, fantastic, and there's no way we're going to have a combined 11 without Cavani in that team. It's as simple as that.
So, all right.
Don't
listen,
worry, we won't. It's a vote thing.
Eddie, Cavani for you.
100%. Don't ask me that question. You know the answer.
What's the difference between Cavani and Giroud? What makes him that much more better than Giroud?
I think Cavani as a striker, an out striker, is better than Giroud.
What are you basing that on? What do you base that on?
The stats of the last 10 years. I think
Tarek,
this is my point.
Messi, I'm sure
Tarek,
Cavani
this is my point about Giroud being underrated. People just keep going to stats. It's not always about that.
If this was a 4-4-2 formation, then Giroud would definitely get into my team. But as a 4-3-3, he wouldn't.
Disagreeing with you. He's got to go with the target man up top.
You can't bench Cavani. You
Oliver
can't bench
Giroud is probably
Cavani.
the best backup striker in the world you can have.
No, I think he's proven in the last couple of years that he's good enough to start week
How
in,
about that?
week out.
But Oliver Giroud would not lead you to a title.
No,
That's
but that's the
Cavani.
thing. He ain't consistent week in, week out, isn't it?
But Eddie,
Because he doesn't get a chance to be consistent.
Eddie, you say that Giroud won't lead you to a title, but he led France to a World Cup.
To be fair, I could have played that.
No,
France team.
Pogba led France to a World Cup in a diamond.
Well, Kante carried Pogba. Let's get that right as well. Yeah.
What do you mean Kante carried Pogba? He
Did all his running
all
for
of
him.
his talent in that World Cup, and now he's got none left. Yeah, now he can't run no more because he put all his talent in the last World Cup.
Oh,
All right, so let's pause that for a second. What about on the right side? Who we going right side?
I think right side, it's a bit open, to be fair. I don't think either of you've not got really a settled player on the right. I don't think we have as well. But I think a fully fit and firing, I'm going to gamble here. I'm going to go with the Pulisic.
Okay, Pulisic right. What about you, Eddie?
Anyone? I think no one's really nailed down that position in any other teams. I think Pulisic played more left winger than right winger from the time that I've seen him play anyway. I would probably say Greenwood only because there's nobody else. That's my more rationale behind it.
What about you, AJ? If you had to go Pulisic or Greenwood, who would you pick?
Pulisic, 100% honest, because he played number 10, didn't he? A lot of the time. I think he played number 10 for America, and I know he's played number 10 for Chelsea a couple of times. Like I've definitely seen him line up as like a central attacking midfielder, but he's got pace like a winger. You know what I'm saying? So he's definitely got the techers, I reckon, to play on the right, as opposed to like you look at Mason Greenwood. Mason Greenwood is a striker. Everyone say he looked like Van Persie. Everyone say he trained like Van Persie and that. You know what I'm saying? So let him be Van Persie and play like up front. You know what I'm saying? Like put Martial on as a winger and play Mason Greenwood as a striker because man can bang with both of his feet. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's peak that in this combined 11, he would end up third because obviously you take Cavani number 1, Giroud number 2, and then Mason is number 3 probably. And then that means Martial's number 4, and then we're like, what are we paying Martial for? What are we doing really?
Usman, question for you, right? So since Abramovich come in, since the Chelsea era really began, and I know you had success before Abramovich came in. You won some FA Cups and like the UA Cup Winners' Cup and stuff. But since Mourinho came in the first time, so like we're talking the last 15, 16 years, who's been the most successful club for you in the last 15, 16 years, Man United or Chelsea? And who's had the better teams for you?
Tricky one. But I'm pretty sure the facts should say that since Roman came in, I'm pretty sure we've won the most trophies in England.
Okay.
So I'm going with us there in terms of the successful clubs. Yeah, fair enough. He's put a lot of money in. We've had a lot of managers, but I'm pretty sure we've won it all, to be honest. In terms of squad-wise, I think 2008-9. I think that Man United team for me. That was a world-class team. But I think Mourinho 2004-2005 team, the one that he had when he first came in, I think some of the records that we broke in that year, I think it was only 14 goals conceded for the whole year. I think Petr Cech broke a few goalkeeping records. I think we only lost one game. So I think that's probably one of the best teams in the actual era, because we actually finished in the Champions League semi-final. Lost to that ghost goal from Luis Garcia, won the Carling Cup that year as well. So I think that was a really good side. That was.
If you could have any player back from that era, or have you got a favourite player from all those Chelsea teams gone by, who for you is like your favourite player of all time? So like a Zola or a Drogba, who would it be for you?
I think Eddie's smiling because he knows what I'm going to say here. But I think it's got to be our captain, leader, legend, John Terry, 110%.
All right. So here's the question.
I was hoping you say Wayne Bridge.
Here's a question. Here's a question for you then, right? Because AJ, I know your favourite player is Vidic. Terry or Vidic? Usman, who are you going for?
John Terry. 7 days a week.
AJ. AJ, why for you was Vidic a better player than Terry?
Vidic is just a better man than John Terry, isn't he?
Yeah, he's asked the question about a player, not a man. Ryan Giggs weren't the best man as well, was he?
Yeah, Ryan Giggs is a joker still. Ryan Giggs is a joker still. Oh no, I don't know, man. I always think like, who would I rather play next to? You know, like I know I'm not the most like I never played. You know, but like I just feel like Vida just freaking like his chant was he comes from Serbia and he'll murder you. Nemanja, Nemanja. Do you know what I'm saying? John Terry, you know, what's his good chance? Not good. Nothing. I don't know. I just think Vidic every day, innit?
What about you, Ed? Where do you weigh in with the old
analytics? Yeah, who you pick?
Vidic. And I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there, AJ. I mean, if I was a striker, I would absolutely hate to play against Vidic.
Unless your name's Fernando Torres.
Exactly.
Well, to be fair, Robbie Van Persie destroyed John Terry a few times as well. I seem to be forgetting that.
I'll give you that one.
But I mean, to be fair, to be honest, I don't think a lot of because I'm a Pete. but I think Vidic, I would hate to play against. It's just like a dirty player, isn't he? You know, he like pinch your ass or something when you're about to make a run.
Tarek, the reason I chose
Okay,
JT,
side question for all three of yous, yeah?
Go on.
Go on,
I think,
AJ.
I think there's a bit of a delay on your Wi-Fi.
In prime Torres, yeah, in prime. Yeah, my bad, boys. In prime Torres or in prime Van Persie? Like prime time Torres or prime time Van Persie? Who you taking in the squad?
Torres.
That's what I'm saying. So I'd rather get burnt by Torres than Van Persie.
That's a good one. I'll give you that one.
Yeah. So, Osman, what was you about to say, bro?
The reason that I'm going for JT is because he's done it over a much longer period. Yeah, Vidic, 4 or 5 years, absolutely quality. He was in that golden generation that Man United had, unbelievable. But John Terry's done it year in, year out, played every game of most seasons. No captain, has won 5 Premier League titles. I think JT he's kind of the leader that we're missing in that changing room right now. But don't get me wrong, Vidic was a world-class player. But for me, John Terry to do it year in, year out, whereas Vidic, 5, 6 years compared to JT's 10, 11 seasons that he was at the top level. That was the reason that I went for him, not just because of the biasness.
That's fair enough. All right, so last question I'm going to put to you guys. Osman, Zola or Cantona?
I think this was too young to remember them players.
You know what? I think I was around about 6, 7, around about that time. But from what I've seen in terms of the videos and stuff, I'm going to go with Zola. I think Zola was a genius. Don't get me wrong, Cantona was world class. But for me, Zola was a genius. Some of the videos I've watched and some of the games on Premier League years and stuff, Zola's a genius for me. But if I needed anybody to come through, kick somebody in the crowd, Cantona.
Fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Eddie, I know you're probably going to say Cantona, but here's a question: how good was Zola when he was at Chelsea?
If you say to me who are the top 5 best foreign players to play in the Premiership, Zola will be in that top 5 for me.
Yeah,
that's how high you rate him. Great personality. I think he was just unfortunate that he probably arrived at Chelsea probably about 5 years too early before the money came in. Because we were talking about him winning titles and winning Champions League. He was very, very good. He was a main man for Italy as well. And Italy were a good team at that time. Him and Vieira used to play up front. So he was a very, very good player. He just was not as good as Cantona because of his presence. So Cantona brought an aura with him that inspired others around him as well.
Fair enough. And AJ, any memories of Cantona? Much you seen the Zola yourself?
Nah, honestly, if you was going to tell me top 3 strikers, which asked me top 3 strikers for Chelsea, I probably wouldn't even have mentioned Zola because I don't know who he is really. I know that shows how uncultured I am, and I apologise for that. And I don't mean no disrespect. I apologise, but I watched enough Cantona highlights, and honest, like chatting about cheeky and just having enough like swagger and just like that goal. He chipped it from outside the box. Right, with them old ass heavy lead balls. Like, think of the techers you got to have to chip that. Do you know what I'm saying? In the climax of the game, do you know what I'm saying? Literally the whole game's on your shoulders, and you just turn around. Everyone look at me. I'm a beast. He's a beast. Cantona, 100%.
Nice.
I think the other thing why you got to remember also.
But I will research Zola. I swear down, I will.
With Eric Cantona, he played for United for 5 seasons. He won the league 4 of those seasons, and the season we did was when he got his ban, which can't tell you the importance of that man on a championship winning team.
That's fair.
That's
fair. You got a couple of comments coming in here from some guy called Jamil Altaf.
That little boy.
He said you're a plastic supporter. You only started supporting Chelsea when the money came in and Roman came in.
Tarek, just let him know that his dad's the only decent man in that family because he's a Chelsea fan.
Fair enough.
Right. Let's see, AJ, how about was Wayne Rooney world class?
Yes, 100%. Of course he was.
Yes, 100%.
Nah.
100%. Wayne Rooney could come onto this team. Wayne Rooney could come onto this team now. I'd take Wayne Rooney over Cavani. What of it? Prime Wayne Rooney over Prime Cavani every day. I don't know who this Zola geezer is. I take Prime Wayne Rooney over Cantona. I take Prime Wayne Rooney over this Zola geezer. I've never seen him. Prime Wayne Rooney. There's nothing.
Controversial.
Prime Wayne Rooney can think of what Wayne Rooney can do. He wins headers, yeah. Like he's short. He wins headers, bangs goals from deep, bangs trick shots, bangs goals from corners, sets up goals for other geezers. You look at highlight reels from Man United. It's either Wayne Rooney on an assist, Nani on an assist, or Ronnie on an assist. You know what I'm saying? It's one of them three. Can play number 10. Can play up front. Played in midfield. He's a beast. He's a beast. Goat him. He's a goat.
He's not a
one
goat. He had to rant him twice. Don't forget that.
Eddie, how come you don't rate him?
I don't ever think he was top. So you know, anytime throughout his career, and you can say, well, was he the top 3 or 4 in his position? I don't think he ever was.
But what would you class his position as?
Number 9, number 10.
I get what you're saying, but personally, I just think what he did for you
I
guys.
thought he was like the. I thought he was like the like what changed. You know how you got like a big number 9, what like plays up front like a Cavani, and then you got like a number 10, what's little and rapid like Bruno and Mason Mount. He plays number 10, but he like them like, and I thought he was like a centre forward. And is it a false? Is it a false 9? I don't. This is what I'm saying. Like, I apologise. I don't mean to proper shank the whole thing up of not knowing the right positions, but wasn't he like a centre forward as opposed to being a striker? Like, you got a striker who plays up top, not like all the way up top, but your centre forward will track back in.
Yeah, so he
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So wouldn't he be perfect to play behind Cavani or Giroud?
No,
That's what I'm saying. So who'd you take then? Cantona or Rooney?
Hold on. Wait. So hold on. AJ, just when you finish talking, just give it a couple of seconds because there's like a delay coming from your side. So go on, Eddie. Say what you're going to say, mate.
I apologise.
So, just from the Premier League era, Cantona would get into that position ahead of Rooney, for me.
Yeah. Cantona ahead of Rooney. All right, sad. So was it you was saying, yeah, to Eddie, why doesn't he rate him? Eddie, was he? Where does Drogba rate?
Didier is one of the best, man. I remember the stick that he got when he first came to us. Yeah, he used to dive on the floor and all that malarkey. But that man, big games, cup finals, Champions League fight, he's done it. Scored so many goals at Wembley. I think Didier Drogba is up there. But if you want to talk about stats, I don't think his stats were too great, to be honest. But the guy was an absolute powerhouse. Like, I'm pretty sure, as a defender, but if we're talking as defenders, he's probably one of the least kind of strikers that you'd want to face because he had it all. He had pace. Yeah. He was a beast in the air, and the guy was. Mate, I love that guy. Honestly, absolutely love him.
Quality player, yeah.
For me, Didier Drogba is like you've gone to Mayfair.com or what it's called, and bought Giroud expecting a Drogba. I think Drogba was absolutely awesome. Like one of the
quality
best in the Premiership era.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what it is? Did it in the big games.
Yeah, and I can't think of another player like him, to be honest. You know, he was good at a lot of stuff, and he was powerful.
Yeah,
Although he
beast,
was
man.
although he was scared of Jens Lehmann, but that's
So you know, sorry about this, mic, boys. So you know, we were saying earlier about we were selecting like a all time, like not an all time, like a current United Chelsea like merger. You know what I'm saying? So you know, hypothetically, right? We're talking all time, yeah. You got one position to play up front, yeah, in this 4-3-3, right? Who you picking, Rooney or Drogba?
Drogba.
Because that is a good question, I think.
Yeah, it's a good question, but I'm going with Drogba as well.
Yeah, I'm Drogba.
What about Drogba or Berbatov? Prime Drogba or prime Berbatov?
Drogba easily.
I can't think of any other striker in the Premiership off the top of my head anyway. Where when we're playing a one striker up front, it have to be Drogba. I can't think of any other striker we would rather play.
I think it was that type of striker that, as you said,
Torres.
he had it.
I don't think Torres could play as a lone striker. He'd have to have someone close in behind him. If you look at him at his peak at Liverpool, he had Gerrard as a number 10. But the game's kind of evolved now. The game's slightly different to how it was in them days.
Yeah, I think like Drogba was probably like the first kind of like solo striker, wasn't he? Where he could hold up the ball, bring players into play. Yeah, he was a monster, man. He was a monster. To be fair, like in terms of all-time greats, and I think we've had this conversation before. Like you know, like you got Shearer, Drogba. Like Shearer's the all-time leading goal scorer in the Premier League, but for me, I'd have Drogba over Shearer.
Yeah, I think it comes down to opinion as well.
Yeah, same.
Let's get Eddie back in. Eddie.
Yeah, sorry.
He's more athletically inclined.
Eddie, Shearer or Drogba?
Oh, Alan Shearer.
Ooh,
man.
All-time best
say
Premier
Drogba.
League. All-time best Premier striker at the Premier League era. For me, Henry.
Yeah, totally agree with that.
Yeah. Not only the best striker, but the best player I think ever is Thierry Henry.
But lads, you know what? I think somebody who doesn't get enough credit is Sergio Aguero.
Aguero, yeah, definitely. I agree with that. I agree. AJ, you look a bit baffled. Go on, what are you thinking, mate?
Yeah, I could literally name 5 players now. Yeah, that I would take like all in their prime. I would take over prime Aguero. I swear down. 5 of them. Van Persie, Fernando Torres, Thierry Henry, Eric Cantona, and then Wayne Rooney, Dimitar Berbatov. There's bare other people I would take over. Carlos Tevez prime. I'd take over Aguero.
AJ, you just missing for Makeda there.
I think the
reason
people put Aguero over Torres is number one, Aguero's done it over a longer period of time, and then Torres flopped when he went to Chelsea, bar the Gary Neville orgasm. The rest of the time was basically a flop.
Yeah, I agree with that, to be fair.
That's true. So tomorrow...
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Aguero's never gone to a next place to... Oh, sorry, my bad.
That's all right. Carry on, AJ. Go on.
Yeah, but like if Aguero went to another team, he wouldn't there's no guarantee he'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Like that whole team is like literally they went and got De Bruyne to give him service, didn't they? Like, and then they I don't know. Aguero ain't it, boys. Aguero is not it, boys. He needs to be on no lists. Maybe he can get into a cheeky 7th.
You said
but
have
not
Aguero.
Even if we proper thought about it, because we were chatting about Alan Shearer. He's a beast.
I would have Aguero over Rooney every day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I would as well.
Yeah.
Never that, boys. Come on, what are we saying here, really?
Easy,
Come
mate.
on, now.
Easy. Not
It's
even
Aguero,
not
man.
even close.
Fucking
But
Aguero, man.
Eddie, you know when you went to that game?
Not even close. You mad? I'd take Javier Hernandez over Aguero.
Nah, you're on crack, mate. Eddie,
He's so biased.
you know when you went to that game, yeah,
Chicharito.
I think it was Wigan.
You say which game? Sorry.
I think about 10 years ago, you went to Man United Wigan, and I think it was when Rooney wanted out, and he came back, and all the fans were heckling him. I think it was at the time when he wanted to hand their transfer request. And
Yeah.
I think at the time he wanted out United, and at the time Aguero was at Atletico Madrid smashing it. And I just thought, you know what, there's not a better striker to go out and spend 30, 40 million at a time to go and sign an Aguero. And trust me, if you're asking me who was a better striker over the last 10 years, Aguero every day of the week, mate. Easy.
Yeah, I mean, I think the
yeah,
last
well,
10 years,
yeah,
Aguero
yeah,
full stop. I think
yeah.
you'll argue with that.
Yeah, no, yeah. We ain't chatting about last 10 years. I thought we were talking about all time. Great, still.
Listen, Rooney's greatest moment was up to Euro 2004. Then he was all right for a couple of years. Then he got fat. Then he had a couple of affairs. Then he was just shit.
Eddie reminds me of you, mate.
Yeah.
Milf on tap.
All right, lads. Listen, so let's finish. Let's wrap this up, man. So tomorrow, final scoreline and scorers. Are you going with tomorrow, Eddie? So 0-0?
Nil 2 clean sheets.
0-0. Uzi, goal scorers and prediction.
Yep, I'm going for a 1-1.
Yeah.
Chelsea goal scorer, I'm going with Olivier Giroud.
Yeah.
And I think we'll take the lead. And I think a Bruno Fernandes penalty will equalise it. I'm going for a 1-1.
Right, AJ, if you say 4-3 and Hernandez to score a hat-trick, I'm going to disconnect this now, mate. So what's your prediction for tomorrow and your scorers?
4-3. I have no idea who's scoring for Chelsea, but I reckon we're gonna leak goals, and it will be down to Harry Maguire fucking up, guaranteed. And we're gonna score. And this could trip you out, yeah, but this is gonna be Donny van der Beek's game. I swear down. He's gonna get like 6 or 7 minutes at the end, and he'll nick a goal. I promise he will nick a goal. And if it ain't him, is he? Oh, it's not him then. Someone's gonna come on and nick a goal.
I'm just waiting for AJ to score a hat-trick.
Imagine it's Ahmad.
Amad Diallo.
Welbeck was trash. Welbeck looked like a giraffe, baby boy giraffe.
All right, lads. Listen, I'm gonna leave it there, man. Have a good evening, and we'll follow up this tomorrow.
Yeah, hey,
thanks, man. Tomorrow, yeah.
Man.
All the best for the game.
See you later.
Cheers, boys. Good luck tomorrow. See you.
Yeah.
All the best, AJ. See you tomorrow,
Thanks,
mate.
bro.
See you in a bit.